Okay, so today we are going to discuss something about biquadratic equation. That means equation having 4 degree. Okay, so we'll talk about biquadratic equation, also called as quartic equations with binomial coefficients. So let me consider a quartic equation with binomial coefficients. That is, so binomial coefficients here will be 4C0, 4C1, 4C2, 4C3 and 4C4, right? That means 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So 1, so let me call this as A. So A x to the power 5, 1, then 4. So 4B x to the power 4, then 6, 6C x cube plus 4, 1464. Sorry, I should have started at 4 degree equation. So a x to the power 4 plus 4 b x cube plus 6c x square plus 4d x plus e equals to 0. I'm talking about a biquadratic equation. I should not start with 5 but 4. So ax to the power 4 plus 4bx cube plus 6cx square plus 4dx plus e equals to 0. The binomial coefficients are 1, 4, 6, 4, 1 along with some other numbers. So this is the standard form of a biquadratic equation or a quartic equation having binomial coefficients. Now we want to solve this equation. So just like we did for a general cubic, we have a similar method or a method for solving this. The method is known as Ferrari's method. Okay, so there are many other methods, Descartes method, Euler's method, but we'll be only doing the Ferrari's method. So we'll do Ferrari's method to solve it. Okay, now Ferrari expressed this as a difference of two squares. In simple words, I'll tell you how. So what Ferrari did, he tried to express this quartic equation as a difference of two squares. As a difference of two squares. Here was some term containing x. Here was some term containing x. Once you are successful in expressing this as a difference of two squares, we are done. Why are we done? Suppose here it is a, I'm just writing like that, and suppose here it is b, and these are some functions of x. Okay, so once you can express your equation as a difference of two squares, then apply the formula for a plus b, a square minus b square, which is a plus b into a minus b, and now you can easily solve, because you have to solve now. A plus b equals to 0 and a minus b equals to 0. When a and b are actually, you will see that a will be a function of x and this will also be a function of x or x square possibly. So basically you have to solve two quadratic equations. This will be a quadratic equation, this will be also a quadratic equation. So what Ferrari told or what Ferrari did was this: he tried to express the quartic polynomial as a difference of two polynomials, sorry, difference of two squares of polynomials. And once you are successful in expressing as a difference of two squares, you have to eventually solve two quadratic. This is the method. So let me start with the sum. How to start? I will show you two ways. In book they have done a bit differently. I will follow a different method. Okay, let's see. I'll also teach you the method that they have done in the book. But I'll start with my own method. That is the aim in simple words. You remember, you have to express as a difference of two squares. So let me take an example. Solve by Ferrari's method. So let's solve by Faraday's method. What is the question? It is x to the power 4 minus 10x cube plus 35x square minus 50x plus 24 equals to 0. This is a biquadratic equation or a quartic equation with binomial coefficient. You can compare and so on. Now the first thing you remember, the first step should be you multiply by this coefficient of x to the power 4. That means you have to multiply by a. You have to multiply by a so that this becomes a square, because this is already a square. To make this a square, you should have a square. So your first step for solving Faraday's method should be to multiply by a. So here a is already 1. So multiplying by a makes no sense. But remember, the first step will always be to multiply by this number. Suppose there would have been 2 here, you will first multiply by 2 so that this becomes 2 square. You can talk about square now. But here we don't need this step because it is already 1. So good enough. So what you do, take only first 2 terms on the left hand side and send everything on the right hand side. So minus 35x square plus 50x minus 24. Okay. So what I am doing, I am taking the first 2 terms on the left hand side and I am sending all 3 on the right hand side. So this becomes minus 35x square, this will become plus 50, this will become minus 24. Okay, good enough. Now you try to make a square here. You know the process of completing the square. We will do that. So this is x square whole square. I have already a square. I mean a is x square here. I'll try to express this in the form 2ab. So minus 2. So I have to get 5 here, x here, and then x square. You see? Try to understand my point. So a square minus 2ab. This is my b. So I have to add 5x whole square. If I am adding 5x whole square here, I have to also add on the right hand side. Plus 50x minus 24 and then plus 5x whole square, that is 25x square. Why I am doing this? I am trying to make in the form 2ab. So 2 into 5 is 10, x into x square is x cube. So this can be rewritten this way, but you just express in form of a minus b formula, a minus b whole square. So 2, this is your a as you can see, and b is 5x. So I need b square to get a whole square. So the left hand side is nothing but a minus b whole square, because a square minus 2ab plus b square, and the right hand side has become minus 35x square plus 25x square is minus 10x square plus 50x minus 24. So what I have done, I have first multiply by a, but a is 1, so we don't need this step. I'll try to make the left hand side as a perfect square. I have made it, and the right hand side is like this. If you want to ask anything up to here, please ask. So let me copy the last line again, because I'll be turning the page. So this was my last line. Now we will do a very interesting step here. This is the important step in Faraday's method. We will add a number lambda here, because our task is to also make this as a perfect square. So this is not a perfect square as you can see. So for that, what we do, we add a number lambda here. Okay. So you see what will happen if I am adding lambda here. So that has included so many terms on the left hand side. So let me see what are the new terms that have arisen if I am adding lambda. Okay. So you see what are the new things that have arisen here is this. So if I open this square, so this is, consider this whole thing as a. So a square, which is already here, but rest all the terms are new. So plus b square. So I also have to add here lambda square, and here what extra is there, 2ab. So 2, suppose this is a and this is b, so 2 lambda x square minus 5x. Am I clear up to here? This line am I clear particularly? So when I'm adding lambda, what are the new terms that have come up? So this is a square, all right, plus b square is extra which was not there. So plus b square and plus 2ab. So plus 2ab, I'm adding both sides. That means I'm adding lambda square and this term on both sides so that this still remains a square. Because see, why have we added lambda? Because my target is also to express this as a perfect square. But you see, this is not a perfect square. But you see, this is not a perfect square. Right? So what I have done, I want to add something here so that it becomes a perfect square. But keeping in mind that this should not hamper. This perfect square should not hamper. That is the reason I have added here lambda so that this still remains a perfect square. And I have to balance this, I have taken this extra terms on the right hand side. So the reason for doing this is to make the right hand side a perfect square. The right hand side a perfect square. So we want to determine this lambda for which the right hand side is a perfect square. So first let me lambda whole square, and this is what? So let's take all the x square terms. So that this is 2 lambda x square minus 10 x square. That means 2 lambda minus 10 x square. Okay, all the x together. So this is 50x, and this is how much x? Minus 10 lambda x. So minus 10 lambda x, and what is the number? Number is lambda square minus 24. If you want to ask anything up to here, feel free to ask. So when I give you a quadratic, if I give you a quadratic, when can you write that quadratic as a perfect square? When both the roots of that quadratic are same. It is only possible when both the roots are same. Suppose the roots are alpha and alpha. So the quadratic can be written in the form x minus alpha into x minus alpha. That is x minus alpha whole square. So you can express a quadratic as a whole square, when both the roots are same. And now you tell me, when will both the roots will be same? Okay, so a quadratic can be written as a perfect square when both the roots are equal. And under what condition both the roots are equal? When discriminant is 0, that is b square minus 4ac equals to 0. So this is the condition. So you see, what was my aim? I have a perfect square here. I also want a perfect square here, and this is a quadratic. Can you see? Ax square plus bx plus c. I want to write this quadratic as a perfect square. So when can I write that as a perfect square? When the discriminant is 0. That means when b square minus 4ac equals to 0. So to make RHS a perfect square, b square, so this is b, 10, this b square minus 4ac, this must be equal to 0. So to make right hand side a perfect square, which was our aim as already explained in the first part. So I want to make right hand side as a perfect square. So to make right hand side a perfect square, I have to have b square minus 4ac equals to 0, and that will give you a value of lambda. So for this value of lambda, for any one value of lambda, I can write this as a perfect square. Let's see. You have to solve for one value of lambda. Now somebody can ask, sir, what if all the roots of lambda are imaginary? No, this will always be a cubic equation. You see, lambda square into lambda will become lambda cube, and a cubic equation always possesses a real root. So one real root of lambda is guaranteed. With that real root, we can express this as a perfect square. Let's see. So to make this simple, 10 is common. So 10 into 5 minus lambda whole square. What is common? 2 is common. So 4 2s are 8. And this will become lambda minus 5. And this will become lambda square minus 24 equals to 0. Okay. So you can see this can be written as 100. This can be written as 5. 5 minus lambda whole square can be written as lambda minus 5 whole square. There is no objection if there is no difference between a minus b whole square and b minus a whole square, right? Because that will make everything plus only. So 5 minus lambda whole square and lambda minus 5 whole square is same thing, minus 8. You see, lambda minus 5 is common. So if I take lambda minus 5 as common, what I am remaining with is 100 lambda. So let me write it down. Minus 8 lambda square minus 24 equals to 0. See, we are interested in only one value of lambda, a real value. We are not going to simplify this. Clearly, one value of lambda I have calculated. Clearly, lambda equals to 5 is a root. You don't have to simplify this to get other values of lambda. You have to just get one value of lambda, keep that in mind. So as I can clearly see, one value of lambda is 5. So now if I call this as 1, so let's call 1 and put lambda equals to 5, because I have understood the right hand side can be written as a perfect square only when, or not only when one value of lambda is 5. So let's put lambda equals to 5 on in equation number 1. So let's put, this will become 5. That means from 1, what I have, x square minus 5x plus lambda, lambda is 5, this whole square equals to, put here lambda equals to 5. So 2 5s are 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. So this term vanishes. Good enough. Putting here lambda equals to 5. So 10 5s are 50. 50 minus 50 is 0. Good enough. And what is this? 5 square is 25 minus 1 24. So which is a perfect square? 1 square. It came very simple. It could have also come in the form mx plus n whole square, because if I write this quadratic in the form mx plus n whole square, that will also work. But for this particular value of lambda, this is simplified just to 1, and 1 is a perfect square. So keep that in mind. You can get anything either at the form mx plus n whole square or simply 1 square, but that is sure that you will get a perfect square. Now what is the advantage? As already explained in the first part, once you have got two perfect square, send everything on the left hand side and apply the formula for a square minus b square. So if I apply the formula for a square minus b square, so it is this plus this, and then this plus this or minus this. So what am I getting? X square minus 5x plus 6 and x square minus 5x plus 4. So you know, either this equals to 0 or this equals to 0. So eventually you have to solve two quadratic equations. This was the reason why we were trying to express as a perfect square. So either this equals to 0 or this equals to 0. So let's solve this. Either x square plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0, or what was the another quadratic? Let me check. It was x square minus, sorry, it was minus 5x, sorry, yeah, minus 5, sorry. So x square minus 5x plus 4 equals to 0. That's plus 4 only, right? right? And solving this quadratics are very simple. You can clearly see you have to bring 5 here, so this is x 2 plus 3, so here 2, here 3, and here should be a minus, here should be a minus, so therefore x equals to 2 or 3 from here, and from here this is 4 plus 1, so 4 and 1, and this should be minus, this should be minus, so x equals to 4 or 1. So thus x equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 are the roots to the given equation, given quartic equation. So I have successfully solved this quartic equation. So let me take one more example for today, and then we'll do some more in the next class. This is the next question. As you can see here, solve this by using the Ferrari's method. So I'll start in the same way how I started the last one. So x to the power 4 plus, so you have to first multiply by 1. So this is the reason I'm taking 1, because that step is not required here. Okay, so I will do those kind of questions in the next class. So 14x square, sorry, minus 22x. Be very careful with the calculations. Minus 5. You want to make this as a perfect square, so this is a perfect square. I can write this as 2 into x square into c. Sorry, this should be x cube. This should be x cube. So sorry, they have given a wrong question. So this is x cube. This is cube. So this is cube, and so this is 3x. So 2 3s are 6. X square into x is x square. Okay, good enough. So to make this as a perfect square, so 2ab. So I have to add 3x whole square. I'll add here also. So minus 14x square minus 22x minus 5 plus I'm adding 9x square. So the left hand side is a perfect square. So that is x square plus, because a square plus 2ab plus b square, so b is 3x. This whole square, and this is nothing but minus 5x square minus 22x minus 5. Right? Okay. Now we'll add lambda. You know the rule. We'll add lambda here, x square plus 3x. We'll add some number lambda. And to balance this, I have to add lambda square here and 2ab, so 2ab. So plus 2 lambda into x square plus 3x. So the left hand side is x square plus 3x plus lambda whole square. The right hand side is 2 lambda minus 5 x square plus 2 3 is 6 lambda minus 22x plus lambda square minus 5. Please check the calculation mistakes as well if I have done any. So you know the rule. To make right hand side a perfect square, b square minus 4ac must be equal to 0. So I will exactly write that down. So hold on. So to make RHS a perfect square, what I want, b square minus 4ac equals to 0. So what was b? It was 6 lambda minus 22. So 6 lambda minus 22 whole square, b square minus 4 ac. A is 2 lambda minus 5. C is lambda square minus 5. This must be equal to 0 to make right hand side a perfect square. To make right hand side a perfect square, this must be equal to 0. Okay, so now we can make this easy again. What is common? At least 2 is common, right? If I am taking 2 common, so that will become 2 square, which is 4, and this will become 3 lambda minus 11 whole square minus 4 2 lambda minus 5 into lambda square minus 5 equals to 0. Taking 4 common, and that is not equal to 0, so we can divide. So 3 lambda minus 11 whole square minus 2 lambda minus 5 and lambda square minus 5 equals to 0. So let's simplify this quantity. So this is, because nothing is common, nothing can be done. So this is a square minus 2ab 66 lambda plus 11 square 121 minus, be very careful with this minus. So 2 lambda into lambda square is lambda cube. So 2 lambda into minus 5 is minus 10 lambda, but there is a plus minus here. So plus 10 lambda minus 5 lambda square, but a minus is there. So 5 lambda square, and 5 5 is 25 and plus but minus. So minus 25 equals to 0. So try to make this simple. So minus lambda cube, 9 lambda square plus 5 lambda square is 14 lambda square, minus 66 lambda plus 10 lambda is minus 56 lambda, 121 minus 25, right, that will become minus 96, no, plus 96 equals to 0. So or just take minus common. So lambda cube minus 14 lambda square plus 56 lambda minus 96 equals to 0. We are getting this lambda cube minus sorry, there was a 2, no, there is a 2 because this is 2 lambda cube, there is a 2 here and there is a 2 here. Okay, again you can see 2 is common, right? 2 is completely common. You can take this 2 common and simplify this. So this will become lambda cube minus 7 lambda square plus 28 lambda minus 48 equals to 0. So you have to, this is a cubic equation. This is a cubic equation that will possess at least one real root, right? So we are interested in only one real root and other roots are not useful for us. So what we'll do, we'll use the hidden trial method. That means we'll put different values of lambda and check whether when it is 0. If you put here 1, it will never be 0 because this is 1 minus 7 plus 28 minus 48, which will never be 0. Put minus 1, put 2, you have to just check that way, okay? And you will find that after putting 3, this will be 0. You may check. 3 cube is 27. You may just check. So you have to just do hidden trial method. 27, 3 square is 9, 9 sevens are 63, so minus 63 plus 28 into 3 will become how much? 75 and 6, it will become how much? 28 into 3, 84 or something, no? 84 possibly, and then minus 48. So you will check, this will come 0. So clearly lambda equals to 3 is a, so this you have to determine either by some method or using the hidden trial method. You will put 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 3, minus 3 and so on, and you will get some idea about the root. So here what I am getting, lambda equals to 3 is a root. So let's recall 1. So what was 1? So this equation was 1, last one. So now I have understood, to make this as a perfect square, the value of lambda should be 3 this time. So let's put here 3. Let's put here 3. So x square plus 3x plus 3. So from 1, x square plus 3x plus 3 whole square equals to the right hand side, it was, on the right hand side it was 2 lambda minus 5x square. So 2 lambda minus 5. 2 3 is a 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. So this is x square. Then it was b. No? So this, and then it was 6 lambda minus 22x. So what is 6 lambda? 6 3 is a 18. 18 minus 22 is minus 4. So minus 4x, and then plus it was lambda square minus 5. 3 square is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. Right hand side will be a perfect square for sure, because that was the aim, no? And what is this perfect square? This is x minus 2 whole square, as you can check, because this is 2 square and this is 2 into 2x. So always remember, your right hand side will always be a perfect square. Now the logic you know, you send this on the left hand side. This is a square minus b square. So this is a plus b into a minus b. Be very careful. So minus x plus 2 equals to 0. So this is eventually coming as x square plus 4x plus 1, and this will come as x square plus 2x plus 2 equals to 0. So you know what to do. Either this quantity is 0 or this quantity is 0. Be very careful with the silly mistakes. Here I forgot to write this 3, and so 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, there is a 3, I forgot to write that. So you have to solve this quadratic now. So either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. So either x square plus 4x plus 1 equals to 0, or x square plus 2x plus 5 equals to 0. This cannot be factorized. So what you have to do, you have to use the quadratic formula to get the roots. I am not applying it, you can apply. So you know x equals to minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So therefore the roots that will come from here will be minus 2 plus minus root 3, and from here it will be minus 1 plus minus 2i. So the roots to the given equation are minus 2 plus root 3 minus 2 minus root 3 minus 1 plus 2i minus 1 minus 2i. So these are the roots to the given equation. 2 real roots and 2 complex roots. So the Ferrari method is not that difficult, but if you follow your book, they have done in a very complex manner. What they do, they already assume that the given quadratic can be written in the form ax square plus 2bx plus lambda whole square equals to mx plus n whole square, and they try to find the value of lambda, m and n. So they initially assume that suppose the given quatic can be written in this manner, and then they find the values of lambda, m and n. But I find that method very difficult, so better use this process. There is nothing wrong, okay, because the target is to express as a difference of two squares which we are expressing. So if you are comfortable with Book's method, you can follow this, no harm in that. Otherwise follow this method, this is very easy. So in the next class I will be doing one more sum. When the coefficient is not 1, then what to do in that method I will tell you. Okay, so that's all for today. If you want to ask anything, please ask.